Cuban heavyweight Mike Perez is set to make his return to the ring on December 8th at the at the Orange County Fairground, Costa Mesa, California, and that will be against journeyman Avery Gibson, who is 8-5-4, and that will be an 8-round contest. As far as I'm aware, Mike Perez did actually retire for a short period, and some people were saying or speculating that this might be the end of him. He suffered that devastating first round knockout defeat to Alexander Povetkin, and he probably got a decent payday from that fight. And perhaps people felt he would just sail away into the sunset. Well, he lives in Ireland, so maybe not the sunset. It rains a lot in Ireland. Whatever the case may be, he's back, and he's actually teamed up, this is the interesting part, with Virgil Hunter. Hunter is a trainer who likes to specialize in helping fighters who are in a bad patch in their career. That's what Hunter likes to specialize in. Guys like Andre Berto, Amir Khan, so on and so forth, came to Virgil Hunter when things were not going well in their careers. And so it is here with Mike Perez, it's the same. Virgil Hunter worked for many years as, I believe he was a parole officer. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he worked as a parole officer for many years. So he knows about people trying to get back on their feet and rehabilitate themselves. We'll see what he can do for Mike Perez. The most important thing for Perez, in my view, is that he gets in proper condition. Because as is the case with so many Cuban heavyweights we've seen over the years, these guys just don't seem to have any discipline. They defect from Cuba, where the conditions are impoverished, let's just say, and they're in that Cuban boxing school, which is like boot camp. That's why they're always in shape, and that's why they always do so well in amateur boxing. But when they leave Cuba and move to the US or to Europe, the heavyweights at least, because they don't have to make weight for fights, they tend to go a bit crazy with the food and the Western style of living, and they pile on the pounds. We saw that with Odlin Solis. We've certainly seen that with Mike Perez. And in the past, we saw it with people like Jorge Luis Gonzalez, who was a very talented amateur, but a very undisciplined pro. So we'll see what Mike Perez can do here. Now, some people have raised the issue of the Magomed Abdusalamov fight. And they're saying that Perez was never really the same mentally after that fight because Magomed Abdusalamov suffered serious brain injury and he's now crippled, which is a very, very sad story indeed. And I do think that there's some truth to that. I think in the fights immediately after the Abdusalamov fight, Perez didn't seem to be the same. There didn't seem to be the same desire or intensity in his work because that Abdusalamov fight was a vicious, vicious fight. It was a very good fight with a very tragic ending. But in that fight, Perez showed plenty of desire and plenty of fire. So perhaps that really did take it out of him. Some fighters are so ruthless that they can cripple a guy or kill a guy in the ring and it really don't affect them that much. Sergey Kovalev is an example of that. He was straight back to knocking people the hell out immediately after he killed that guy in the ring. And there have been other fighters like that. But then you get fighters like Mike Perez, even Chris Eubank Sr. back in the days, who are profoundly affected in a negative way by seriously injuring another boxer. And Chris Eubank Sr. almost, did he ever really get over it? Maybe. He maybe eventually got over it, but it took him a long time. It took him several years before he really showed any type of killer instinct again in the ring. And, it's an unfortunate term to use, but it is what it is. So let me know what you think about Mike Perez returning to the ring on December 8th. Again, that will be at the Orange County Fairgrounds, Costa Mesa, California, in an 8-rounder against a guy called Avery Gibson. Do you think that Mike Perez has got any potential in the heavyweight division? You think he could pick up a version of the heavyweight title? early on in Mike Perez's career, he was in the low 220s or the mid 220s in terms of weight. That's where I'd like to see him at again, in really good condition. Because at the end of the day, he is a short heavyweight. He's only about 6 feet tall. And the shorter you are as a heavyweight, the quicker your feet need to be. Particularly in this day and age, when you got like 6'6", 6'7" inch heavyweights, and even taller than that. You better have very quick feet to be able to get on the inside and avoid taking shots. And in order to have those quick feet, you're going to need to get your weight down. So the 235s, 240s and above for Perez is way too high for him. Needs to get down. Those are my thoughts. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel. It's your boy Hatman. I'm out.